After you've done all your follows, you'll actually start receiving follow backs. If you have this turned on in your notifications on your Twitter, it will send a email to you. And I like to keep track of my follow backs through emails so it actually notifies me. Be prepared for a ton of emails to come in. And if you're the type of person that doesn't like getting email notifications, then I wouldn't recommend this for you. And what I like to do is I like to go down through the list of emails and actually click each individual one so I can make sure I can contact each person who followed me. And here's an example. I'll click the image and it will actually send me to the person's Twitter profile. And then you can click next to the blue following, you can click this gear right here and send them a direct message. And our message is going to be, very similar to the ones we've been sending out for our other social networks. And it's going to be thanks for the follow, and his name, I think it's Van, exclamation, any interest in taking my online growth hacking class, question mark, return, and I'll put my name. As you notice, Twitter actually limits the amount of characters you can put in a direct message. We shouldn't ever go over this amount because, as you know, we don't want to put too much in these direct messages. All you want to do is say thanks for the follow, their name, and one sentence having them answer a question to whatever you're trying to do. So I wouldn't worry about it, but it's definitely something to note that you can't have more than the character limit, and it'll let you know right here. So you're going to send this message, and after it's sent, we're going to wait for him to respond back. And all we do is go down your list of follows and do this for everyone and wait for them to contact you back. If you didn't want to receive email notifications for people who follow you, you can always just go to your Twitter profile and click your followers list. And as you know, they place the most recent followers on the top. So here's another way that you can go through the list of people who followed you and send them direct messages. And you go through the same process. You also get emailed when someone actually direct message you back. So I like to keep that default checked so that I don't have to constantly come back to Twitter. It'll just send me an email letting me know, okay, someone contacted you back. So here's an example of someone contacting me back. Hi, Josh. I haven't gotten around to taking a course yet. Which class is it? Now, you'll get a lot of different responses. They're all pretty similar, though. Either they'll be yeses, yes, I'm interested, or no, I'm not interested. And I like to respond kind of in a couple of ways. Sometimes you'll also receive auto response. And in that case, you just ignore those completely. You got to get really good at learning when to ignore and don't spend any extra effort into messages. So in this case, she is interested and she's asking which class it is. So I would say something like great, exclamation, and I will tweet you the link. The reason why I tell her that I'll tweet her the link is because for some reason I'm not allowed to send links in direct messages. I'm not sure if this is just my account. You guys let me know if your account does, but any Twitter account I've ever created doesn't allow me to send a link in a direct message, and it's super frustrating. I don't know why, but so I have to actually tweet the link to people. So after you send your direct message, the person that you sent the direct message to, the most recent one will appear to the top. So that's the easiest way to find them after you just sent them a message. And then you can click on their name and it'll bring up their profile, and click the gear. Instead of sending them direct message, you're actually going to tweet to them this time. And I like to say, here it is, and the person's name to personalize it, and put a smiley face, and then I'll put the link. in it, just like that. Or actually, I'm sorry, I wouldn't write the link. I will grab the actual link from a website. So like, just for example, I'll just put Twitter. You can just paste in like that and hit tweet and you're done. If you are actually selling something, what has really worked well for me is I've definitely created sales through this technique, but to even get more sales quickly is to give someone a coupon that expires within 1 day. So an example is I would go like this. I really appreciate you checking this out. This is obviously after we sent them the tweet with the link. Here's a 35% off coupon for my class, and the code I actually say only today. So it kind of explains, right in the coupon code itself that this is only for today, and people figure it out, and a lot more people purchase the class because of the expiration is only 1 day. Just because someone says no to the class doesn't mean that you can't get something out of the contact that you establish with them. First of all, you only want to do this technique with someone who has a lot of followers, because we're going to ask them to retweet our course. And if they don't have a lot of followers, it's not really worth our time going to try to get them to retweet it. But if they have, like above 5,000 followers, then it could be very well worth you getting a retweet. So what we would say is we'd say, okay, no problem, you don't want to take our course, right? So no problem, period, but would you be willing to retweet my course, and say maybe it would be a big help, and once again put smiley face at the end so that they know that you're smiling about it, and then click send and wait to hear back from what they say. Now if they say yes, that's awesome. You want to compose a tweet for them. So you would go in to direct messages and you would click their name and you would go to the gear and tweet. And what you're trying to set up is you're trying to set up a tweet that kind of explains what you're trying to promote and puts the link in there so that they don't have to modify anything. All they can do is click retweet. So an example would be best growth hacking online course, check it out, and then I'd put the link right there, and that would be an example so that when people read the retweet, they kind of know what's going back. You don't want to just have check it out and then the link, because their followers won't even know what the heck the retweet is about, and some of them might click it, but more of their followers will click it if you'd actually describe what the tweet is about. Using this follow and unfollow technique is used to grow quickly on your followers list and ability to contact more people. It truly works, and spend some time using and mastering it. I recommend doing this every day. You'll be surprised on how quickly your follower list will grow, as well as your website traffic and sales. If you are using a brand new account, you will not be able to follow more than 100 people per day. Do not go over this amount, or you'll be banned from Twitter. Once you follow 2,000 people, you can begin unfollowing and following 850.